Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode. My name is Joe Oriani. I am the one who runs truthchat.fun, and I am probably the lousiest podcaster you'll ever meet. I don't get any feedback whether it's good or bad, but if you want to get hold of me, that's the website. I take messages. I will answer all your questions. This podcast, I originally started out to have guests, and I had 15 of them, and now I can't find anybody left. If you have anything you want to talk about, just send me an email at joeorianipodcast@yahoo.com, and I'll gladly get back to you. We can discuss it. Okay, that's for that. Now, I just want to say, I know it's gonna make people laugh, but here in Florida, we are freezing this morning. It's 50 degrees. As compared to last night's game, Kansas City game, I know it's a piece of cake. But however, after your blood thins for a while, or whatever it does, cold is cold. At 65, we need coats. Which is good, I guess, because now the ants are on. Now, that game last night, I seen that my helmet was cracked because of the cold. I also understand that Tony Dungy had said that he didn't think it was good that they showed Taylor Swift. I'm of a different opinion. I mean, look how old I am. It's not that, she's interrupting things, but it's nice to see that she can bring young people along with her, teenage girls, young men who may be more interested in football. So hopefully it never goes to a tag football like they have for the Pro Bowl. That's disgusting. I don't even watch that. But now let's talk about the election tomorrow in Idaho, wherever the hell it is, Idaho. They are having their caucuses. Now, I never caucused, I always voted. It's gonna be like, God, cold. And all these people gotta walk through that and walk through snow. Now, Trump is in the lead. Nikki Haley's right behind him, Ron DeSantis. Those are the top three. What happens tomorrow will be very surprising. Donald Trump better hope he wins by at least 57%. Otherwise, he has to ceiling so high. And he told another candidate, the Vic, I think his name, that he was not a mega candidate. And the poor guy never said anything against Trump. Yeah, he said he was a great president. So I don't know what Donald was doing here. Now, let's get to some serious stuff. Taiwan had their election the other day. And I find it amazing that Joe Biden was asked a question about Taiwan. And he said Taiwan is not independent. What he should have said, Taiwan was the territory of China. However, they voted a anti-Chinese person in, anti-China person in, and China called them a nuisance or a troublemaker. So the next 6 months, 8 months will be really interesting with Taiwan. Will Joe defend it? I don't know. He can't defend nothing. Scares me. Scares me how this country is going. But I'm gonna be dead soon, and all you people have to live with the consequences of all your actions, especially the younger people. You think the world owes you a living? It does not. People, this generation are complaining about working 9 to 5. What the hell you want to work? 9 to 10 or 11 to 12? You gotta get up early. You gotta go to work, make a living. Unless, of course, you're an illegal immigrant, and then you don't have to do nothing. I should get down to the border, crossing illegally, and I get free housing, free medical, free clothes, free everything. California is one state that did that. They just decided they would give free medical to illegal immigrants in California. The $68 billion in the hole. Did who? Where'd you spend the money? Gavin. They were bragging how much extra they had. But between that and they can't even clean up their damn cities. Oh, what a disaster California is. Speaking of cleaning up, I do, and I have read about the Georgia DA who is prosecuting Trump. And it's very funny because the prosecutor is a guy, a lawyer, who only did auto accidents and personal injury lawyer. You know, one of the people you see on TV. Hey, come here, money. So anyway, that's her boyfriend. He got a nice chunk of change to go ahead and prosecute Trump. He also been to the White House a couple of times prior to that chunk of change. And he's sleeping with the district attorney. They went on vacations together, blah, 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 blah. That's all well and good, but there is definitely a conflict of interest. The judge will probably hear that case the next week or two. Supreme Court, I don't know what's taking them so long about Donald Trump being on the ballot. That's insane. I'm sorry. That's why I think the country's going so wrong. Instead of hope and change, we're getting disaster and disaster. Instead of feeling like we want to do something and make it proud of our country, we're tearing it apart. You have the Palestinians against Jewish people. Even in Washington, D.C. last night, they had to have a double fence up. Personally, if I was the FBI, I'd take a picture of every one of them, on their background, if they're here on a visa or something, send them the hell back. If they're legal, export them. Be grateful for this country. I'm sure there were a lot of people in World War II that agree that we back England. That's a fact. So, you have to choose your battles wisely. Israel, yes, they may be overkill, but they still haven't got all the hostages. All Hamas has to do is say, hey, here's the hostages, have a nice time. They will stop. Or just surrender and make it a government for the people. Let the Palestinians rule themselves. I wouldn't give them any electric, I wouldn't give them any water. You know what? You want your own country? Here it is. Arafat back in the 1970s was given that option, and he said no. So, everything comes around. You need to look at your history, folks. Palestine wasn't around centuries ago like you think it was. It's about the same time as Israel. So, all these things you need to look up. And if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me, I'm sure. Now, I look at the next playoffs today in Dallas versus, I know I'm all over the place, but that's okay. It's my podcast. Dallas versus, who does Dallas play? I don't care. Dallas is going to lose. I hate Dallas. Sorry, Dallas fan. My daughter's a Dallas fan. So I asked her one day if I dropped her on the head. I'm a Giants fan. Everybody in our division don't like Dallas. The Eagles are playing Tampa Monday. My wife's a Philadelphia Eagle fan. She actually picked Tampa to win because she said they're useless. They're just falling apart. She used to say, fly, Eagles, fly. And I used to say, shoot them down, shoot them down. So anyway, that's much for that. That's so much for the sports section here. So with all things considered, it's been a relatively quiet week. The news is unbelievably busy. We had 2 Navy SEALs go missing off the coast of Somalia. They got caught in a wave. One did, the other went in to get them. Nobody's found yet. Pray for their families. You have Putin, who still, I don't understand why that little dictator is still around. I don't know why the people of Russia don't overthrow him and get rid of him. Same as China. China's economy is not as good as it is. They need a war. They need all the stuff that Taiwan has to offer to help them. And get this, South Africa wanting to file in the court of Hague against Israel. You know what, South Africa, clean up your own backyard first. That'd be too much to ask, wouldn't it? So anyway, everybody have a nice week. Please don't forget to give me some feedback. Enjoy the music. And for those who are listening, don't forget to go to my email, joeorianipodcast@yahoo.com or YouTube, and please leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much.